welcome back to A Pub in the Life. This is gonna be a very short episode because the mic has been not helping us today. Welcome, family, friends, and fools. So, in today's podcast, just a tiny consideration about perspective and about the fact that we've been re-listening to some podcasts, some contents, and we stumbled upon yet another time around the concept of seller being sold. Now, you can consider talking about being sold or sell in a number of different ways. But what we want to show today and what we want to think about is the shift in not just strategy or perspective, like really how you see life in general, that puts you into position of asking yourself, how do I, or how should I consider being not just a big fish in a small pond or a tiny fish in a big pond, but how about the size of the other fishes in the pond, especially the ones that I am comparing myself to. Now, this is not philosophical. It is related to company growth, and we've been flirting quite a lot with this concept, mainly listening to Cody Sanchez, but not just that, Alex Ramosi, even Grant Cardone sometimes. There should be a way to grow companies that is not just start a new company from scratch, like a startup, and just grow it, and then hopefully you're gonna make it, but 99.9% of the times you don't. And frankly, there is also another way than, just trying and build and acquire basically anybody. So there is a way for you to start considering how to come about the fact that you probably, maybe, just maybe, can find a mix of the two. You might just find your own way. We are here asking yourselves, why should there be a playbook that everybody needs to follow, especially if this playbook has proven to have lots of fallacies here and there. And so please start considering that everything that the startup world in general, the business world is telling you might just be bullcrap compared to what you have learned in the space. Now, or the concepts that you can acquire with somebody working with you, of course. Now, please just consider also talking to people who have already done that and are furthest along with you, like you're asking them $100K in investment, and this actually just happened. Like, actually starting saying, okay, I'm raising €1 million, and guy in front of you says, okay, do you expect, in how many pieces, how many fractions do you expect it to be divided? And I don't know, probably 20, 30, 40 people. And on the other side, you're going to have somebody who says, well, maybe even 4 to 5, meaning $250K per person. And so this is just an example. And this basically happens to founders at least once, if you're lucky. But it's going to happen to you several times. And you're going to feel like your standard, your sample size is just too small. And so this was a metaphor to say that once you start realizing that there is a way, but there is a way that's tailor-made to your things, and that there is a playbook, but it needs to be adapted. And you need to acquire it for somebody who has already done it, but be able to translate it into what you're doing and be, 100% full in that thing, that then you will be able to understand that there is no other way than that way. And if it's not that way, you're probably going to be pivoting. But why should you accept that there is a big, huge exit many years in front of you where you're actually not considering anymore? That you were probably thinking about how also potentially you could be the exit for somebody. This is just an example. Why should you be in somebody's partner program and not, for example, distribute yourself and create a network for yourself? These are just 2 examples, you know. I don't mean to say these are right, these are wrong. It's just the way it is. Like, it's a potential thing that can happen. Vergola! And please start considering there is no single way. And you shall start experimenting on the different things and be talking to different people that have already done it. Trust me, you will find your sample size is small and you will fix your thinking accordingly. It's not easy to move yourself into such a big vision, but the people who have made it in this world should tell you there is no other way for you to do it. Therefore, let me know what is the other option. The other option is building something small that stays small. But then you need to be real with yourself. There's nothing bad about it, but please be real with yourself. And stop asking yourself whether you're the tiny fish in the big pond or the big fish in the tiny pond. Actually, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, do you want to have to deal as a big fish with tinier fishes? Or do you want to be dealing with bigger fishes as a tiny fish? It's a choice. I don't mean to say it is right or it is wrong, but just know that you, at least, have the option. This is all for today. This Friday, without a mic, sorry. Sending you kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks.